I went away on the weekend, and the plan was Meg and I were going to have like just a relaxing weekend away. We just need to like get back to like, we just needed to have a bit of a break, to be honest. We were going pretty hard. Meg was shipping out a bunch of merch last week. Thank you very much. Trying to do videos, wrap stuff up for the year, right? So I was like, let's just have like a couple of days off before because it's going to be a big couple of weeks. I think I pulled a 17-hour work day last Wednesday, and I was a little run down afterwards. It wasn't great. So, and now that stand-up's come back as well, it's just like, it's thrown a whole other spanner in the works. So anyway, needed some time off. The plan was to have a bit of a relaxation, couple of movie nights, a few walks on the beach, kind of trip away. And things escalated. Let's just say that. We went down to Phillip Island. My parents have a caravan there. So that was really nice. We're walking along the beach. There's like a pub on the Esplanade, right? So I was like, oh, let's go have a pub meal, have a couple of beers. We'll head home, watch a movie. Sounds like a plan. So we get into the pub. We have a couple of beers. And then I spot, as I'm going to get the second beer, there's a mega jug. Right, that had the advertising this thing called $24 mega jug. And you guys know that I'm not stupid, right? You know that I'm a fool, but I'm not an idiot, right? And I'm not one to turn down a sweet deal. Now, I don't know if you know much about the pricing of alcohol, but that is a bargain on tap, okay? That is a sweet freaking deal. $24 for a mega jug. Now, this jug was like 4 to 5 schooners. Usually a jug's about 4 pots. So you do the math. You're pretty much making money. I quickly did the math and went, this is an investment to my night, right? And I went back to Meg. I was like, there's a mega jug. She goes, dude, you're making money. Go get it. And I was like, fuck yeah. Now, Meg, isn't supposed to drink much because of her heart condition. She can have a few cheeky bevies every now and then. So I obviously did my fair share of the jug. Because I'm just that nice. I'm an honorable man, and I was happy to take the fall. I'm like, you know what, Meg? You've got a heart condition. Don't worry. I've got this. So I had a fair few schooners. And then, we were having a great time. Just Meg and I, 2 of us, having a great laugh, eavesdropping over some people. I saw a baby get dunked in a pint. It was awesome. It was like a bogan christening, right? Just like they were passing along a baby around the table, and then it just got dunked in a draft. And I was like, fuck, that's adorable, isn't it? That's Aussie culture right there. If you've never seen a baby being dunked like an Oreo in a draft, you haven't really been to a pub in Australia, I think. That was when I was like, okay, I can confirm I have been to a pub in Australia because I watched a baby get dunked pretty aggressively in a pint. It was accidental, but it still got dunked nonetheless. I overheard a dog shit conversation where a girl was pronouncing Jezelenko's name wrong. There's an old AFL footballer who's quite famous for taking a big specky. I think his name's Alex Jezelenko, right? She was calling him Jezelenki, Jezelenka, Jezelenkayo, I heard. Jezelinki was my favorite because she was definitely saying it with a Y, not an I. She's like, Jezelinki. And I was like, no. That was great. And she was arguing with someone about this. She's like, no, you didn't even know football, while she was pronouncing a very famous player's name wrong. So that was sick. So we're having a great time. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of young people start rolling in. We're talking like 17, 18, 19 years old. And I'm thinking like, this is a bit weird. Oh, well, must be a footy trip. And then I see a guy pay for a drink at the bar with coins. That's when warning bells started to go off. But I still ignored it. That should have been the go-to, like, that should have given away what was to come. But again, I wasn't really focusing. I'd had a mega jug. So I saw a guy pay with, and we're talking silver coins, shrapnel, dude. I watched the bartender fucking count out the coins. That poor lady. He goes, oh, just one beer, and then goes and just dunks a bunch of coins on the bar. like a savage. I just felt bad. I was like, mate, do you want me to just buy you a beer? Because this will just save a lot of embarrassment on everyone's part. Never do that. I don't care if you're 18, have no money, broke, just don't get a beer. If you are paying for a beer with coins, it means you probably can't afford one and you should be rethinking other things in your life instead of how to get a beer with the leftover change in your fucking wallet. Okay? Particularly during this, recently post-COVID, COVID normal era, irresponsible stuff at the best of times, let alone making a stranger count out your fucking silver coins. There were 20-cent coins in there. Why do 10 and 5-cent coins even exist, to be honest? Like, does anyone keep them around? I don't know. They blew my mind. Like, I just have a fuckload of coins just like in a box, and then once every 3 years, I eventually just take them to the bank and then deposit them or whatever. I think I've done that twice ever. Like, all the coins in my life just accumulate, and then I don't really do anything with them because I'm not a savage. The only thing I'll use a coin for is like a Slurpee at 7-Eleven because it's like $1, so you hand over a $1 coin. That's respectful, but making someone, Jesus Christ. So anyway, then there was a bunch of young girls rolled in. I was like, oh, that's weird. Maybe it's like a footy trip and a netball trip. And then it dawned on me that it's mid-December and we may have accidentally been catching the end of schoolies. And I didn't know Phillip Island was a schoolies destination. I didn't know that schoolies was still happening because I'm pretty sure when I did schoolies, I didn't really do it properly. I went to Lawn. I didn't go to Queensland or anything. But I think I did it like early December, late November. But then I realized, COVID probably fucked everything up. People probably had to rebook trips. Queensland would have been cancelled. Maybe that's why they're here. So then a few people come up to me, either listen to one of the podcasts, watch the videos, whatever. So I asked them, I'm like, sorry, is this, I don't want to be rude, but is this schoolies? And they were like, yeah. And then an hour later, the pub is just like 90% schoolies, 10% people going, what the fuck is happening? And at this point, I'm in the 10%. And I want to make that very clear. Early on, I was like, what is happening? I should go home. I'm 24 years old. I shouldn't be here. This is weird. But guys, can I take you back to the moment where I had already told you that I've already had a mega jug? And at this point, I think I'd had 2. I think I might have got 2. I forget. And that's when you know you're flying, right? That's why I was like, I'm flying, Jack. But I was like to Meg, I'm flying, Meg. I was alive. And I've said this before on the podcast, and I'll say it again. I, Luke Kidgell, am not one to quit a vibe. It just goes against everything that I stand for, is quitting a vibe. Now, the night continued, and then it escalated quite quickly. Now, I don't want to come out here with a big flex, right? I'm not just trying to dip my nuts on the table and go, what of it? That's not what this is. I'm just saying this is what happened. So I'm just telling a true anecdote, and it involves me saying, guys, obviously I'm the TikTok king. I'm back. I was getting recognized a significant amount, far more than usual. And it's because that room is the only room that I'd ever be known in. A room with people who have just finished high school, boys and girls. That is my demo. It's the only people in society that know I exist, all in that room collectively. So I physically could not walk to the bar and get a drink and come back to our table without being stopped for a bunch of photos every time, which is cool. I'm not complaining, by the way, but I probably should have got out of there. But anyway, then I'm not one to quit a vibe. So I'm a nice person and I enjoy having a chat. So I got chatting to these blokes at the bar, like they listened to our podcast, Luke and Lewis, they were nice guys. And then, came back to the table. We start chatting to this friendship group. They're fucking sick. So then we just keep getting beers together. We're having a great time. Meg's fucking, the vibes are on. I'll be honest. I hope her doctor's not listening. Meg's had a couple, right? We'll just call it that. She's had a couple. She's flying as well, right? We're both soaring at this point. And there was definitely a point in the night where we could have ended it and not been Toolies. We could have ended it and been like, well, guys, enjoy your night. Hope schoolies does you well. We're going to head off. Because we're too old to be here, and this has been great. Now, there was that pivotal moment in the night, and we let that moment slip. And then we slipped into what is otherwise known as being full-blown adult Toolies at a schoolies event. I don't regret a thing. It was so much fun, but God, I found myself at a weird point in my life that I never thought I'd find myself in, where I'm on a quiet weekend away with my girlfriend, and then it's midnight and I'm shotgunning a UDL on a beach with a bunch of 18-year-old blokes.
Somewhere on the scene, it got a little longer, so it seems. I burned out, so to speak. Now come a little closer.